Modern society. Nowadays, it's harder to get a girlfriend because social values have changed and always will. Nowadays, a majority of people prefer looks over personality, and who will be better in a sexual relationship rather than a long-term relationship. Nowadays, our looks matter. Numerous TV programs, celebrities, social media, and so forth say this. They actually say looks matter. TV shows like Love Island, Naked Attraction, etc. Those people are there because of their looks. Celebrities are very insecure. What do they do when they feel insecure? Get plastic surgery. Kim Kardashian did it. Numerous female actresses did it, so obviously it's socially acceptable. Right. Social media has shown this too. Instagram is full of girls posing and so on. I think society keeps changing for the worst. It's fueled insecurity, and I hate it. Because of this, everyone hates themselves. People hate themselves because they're too fat, too slim, they look ugly, they're not muscly, they're not thick, they are pale. The list goes on. People should stop shaming themselves because they're perfect just the way they are. Your weight doesn't matter. If it's how you are, then that's how you are. Don't starve yourself or eat too much. It's not healthy either way. I'm sick of this because I hate seeing people saying they're ugly, especially girls, when really they're beautiful. When lads say I'm not muscly when really you don't have to be. And people talking about pasty skin tones, I'm like, I'd rather be pale than walking around looking like I've bathed in Nesquik. I'm sick of this. It makes me sick that people kill themselves or self-harm because they don't live up to how society wants them to be. If you want to change how you are, don't do it for society, do it if it's best for you. Your health. We idolize the wrong people. What's Kim Kardashian famous for exactly? Nothing if you ask me. All she does is post selfies and is famous for having a space hopper arse. She's not a role model. Why? She's famous for nothing. She's had numerous plastic surgeries to make her caboose insanely massive, and it's disgusting and unnatural. Also, people often shame nice guys, and I have to say that's ridiculous. They're too sensitive. They're bad in bed. They're too nice. I'm like, what? Isn't that what women want in the long run? I used to be a nice guy, but now I've grown. I'm not sensitive anymore, and I'm not too nice, but still nice. In high school, I used to question girls' mindsets, like I heard some saying, I want a nice guy, I show up. Yeah. No. WTF. Mass hypocrisy. You want a nice guy, find one. Not get with a jerk and complain about how bad the relationship was afterward. It annoys me. I'm not saying they should find a nice guy cause I say so, it's their choice, but if you got yourself into a bad relationship, you're the only one to blame. Also, what's with the increasing desire for sex? I mean, like, dude, that's young. I never got why it's such a must nowadays. I imagine it must be lackluster because doing it at 14? God, it must be lackluster. I've heard many people saying it was crap. I also feel deceived about what I was taught. Treat women with respect. Always be nice to girls. Be yourself and they'll love you for who you are. I call BS on that. None of those are true. I've treated women with respect and always tried to be nice, but it never worked. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. I tried being myself, but they never liked me. What happened? I can't be myself because they clearly don't like me. For me, they prefer people who act like wannabes or nothing like themselves. At least I'm myself all the time and not acting like a wannabe crackhead. Nowadays, respecting women is basically staying 5 feet away from them. Don't talk to them. And don't touch them. WTF is this? Do you know the reactions I got from abiding by this teaching? Oh, he's gay. Yeah, definitely, even though I've shown interest in you. You're too nice. I agree at the time I was, but I bet you she's whining now about how bad her relationships are. So to sum it up, if you're not tall, muscly, big-headed, arrogant, a jerk, a crackhead, or childish, you're not good enough. If you're not THICC, not pretty, not slim, or so on, you're not good enough. Nice guys get shamed when women crave them but misunderstand what nice guys are, and when they're in a bad relationship they complain. MGTOW. It is growing in popularity because the environment itself has changed drastically since the Industrial Revolution. In old age, men and women were dependent on each other. The man had to work while the wife had to care for the household and the children. Household work was crucial, and one essential task was to prepare food for the upcoming winter. The village was small and surrounded by sheer endless forests, mountains, or other hostile lands. People had to work together, and there was no room for divorce, as divorce equals death in the old ages. You even had to work with your neighbor in order to get things done. Today the world has changed. The invention of proper transportation made the world smaller than before. It is easy to travel to a new location, so women had the first time meeting people outside the small village. This increased the number of potential males to choose from. Also, with industrial automation, surviving the winter and household work became easy. Now the average woman had more time than before, so some had time to become politically active, founding feminism, which rendered women more equal towards men while avoiding the terrifying stuff men were forced to do: going into the war, getting shot, get limbs ripped off, ending up in a secret facility where insane stuff was tested on you. With the invention of TV, the average woman saw how the perfect male would look like. He should look amazing, has an amazing personality, and is wealthy. The invention occurred during a time when men as caregivers became more and more obsolete. At last, the digital age made the world even smaller, so women can choose their ideal male from the entire global population. With so many males, they can afford to become picky, and the best is barely enough. The political activism continued and the laws were changed in a way we see it today. Women are naturally better at communication, so political activities will go in their favor in the long run. Since women can now basically do what they want, the dependency on men is close to zero. Therefore, the divorce rate increased drastically, and it is very easy for a woman to ruin a male using false accusations, divorce, family courts, and much more. More and more males are learning from other people's mistakes, so they start to avoid women as the risk versus reward is close to zero and sex can be bought, especially when it is legally allowed. Males were never that disposable as they are today. Male children are disadvantaged in the educational system, and everything which is deemed masculine is forbidden. Currently, for most males, it is already difficult enough to simply survive in an environment where males are worth nothing and ideal material for human experimentation. In a not-so-distant dystopic future, males will be even more disposable and possibly the first matriarchal dictatorships will emerge. Then the judges in courts will mostly be women. Men are then only necessary as sperm providers, disposable research material, sex slaves, and work slaves. When a male is born, the genetic screening will decide where he ends up. Those males born with superior genes or good looks can work as sex slaves and have to give sperm regularly to sperm banks. Males who scraped enough money together have the possibility to buy gender-changing surgery, which is constantly advertised by media as changing gender from male to female is an incredibly lucrative business. For males, this is probably the best investment they could make in their entire lives. Do not even dare to get born as males with suboptimal characteristics or looks, as then you are used as work slaves or worse, used as material for human experimentation, or as organ source. Those unfortunate males who end up in research facilities will face a life filled with agonizing pain due to strange experiments. Sometimes experiments do not perform well and result in severe burns, gangrenes, broken limbs, neurological damage, and endless traumas. It's unbelievable. I hope I find someone someday, but right now I'm just gonna be me and live my life. Not gonna waste my time with how messed up society is.